Hey, all my kinetic athletes, Moral Scott here to talk you through today's at-home workout. Now, we will need a small piece of equipment for today. That can be a dumbbell or a kettlebell if we have one. It could be a book bag you're loading with books to weight it down. Shouldn't be anything heavier than maybe 20 to 30 pounds for most people, but of course, scale up, scale down as you need to, but it should be something that you could hold with one hand and be able to put over your head with one arm, one hand. We're going to start today's warm-up. 2 rounds, few different movements. Those demos are coming up next.
For lateral lunges, I'll be taking a big step out to the side, bending that knee. What I can do with the opposite leg is keep it straight, heel on the ground, point my toe upward so I can get a little bit deeper into that squat. This entire time, I'm trying to keep my chest up. This is the air squat or unweighted squat. I'm setting my hips back first, then down to get my hip crease below my knee. You can also help open up your hips by pausing at the bottom of this. Then I'll be, if you look at the front view here, you can see that my knees are tracking out as I go down.
For the jump squat, I'll be doing a slow and controlled descend air squat. So maybe a 3-second descend, making sure to keep my chest up and my knees tracking over my toes as I get to the bottom of that squat. Once I get to the bottom, we are jumping up as high as I can get. Jumping jacks, just a standard cardio movement, trying to stay light on the feet and make big circles with my arms. For the push-up and 2 shoulder taps, I'll be getting a full depth push-up. If I need to go onto my knees to do so, it's okay. After that, alternating hands to opposite shoulders for the shoulder tap. The hollow hold, my hands and feet are elevated off the ground with just the small of my back in contact with the floor. If I need to make it easier, bring my hands in, I can bring my feet in, or I can bring my hands and feet in.
Right, now we're getting into the strength portion of today's workout. That is going to be strictly body weight. Now, I will want you to use your weighted object for a few different things here. So today's a 12-minute EMOM. That just means every minute on the minute, we're going to be cycling through 3 different movements. So you'll end up doing each one 4 times, but going through them like so. Minute 1, you have your 16 plank reaches. So I'm going to want you to reach to that object from that low plank position. Minute 2, a wall sit. Going for about 45 seconds here. With all of these rounds, about 45 seconds of work to 15 seconds of rest is what we're trying to achieve. With that wall sit, you don't need to have it weighted. It's more important about your positioning of your feet as well as where your back is against the wall in order to create the correct stimulus. But if you do want to weight it, you can add that heavy object on top of your lap. And then in minute 3, we're going to be going for those love taps. We've done those in class before, setting the object down on the ground, lifting our legs slow and controlled up and above it, hitting to either side. And with these 2 movements, we're talking about 8 per side or 16 total. Those movement demos coming up next.
In a plank reach, we are from a low plank position, reaching out to an object in front of us, keeping our core tight to limit the amount of sway. In the wall sit, I want to be sitting with a 90-degree angle between my heels, my knees, and my hips. With my back pressed against the wall, I'll be holding that position. If you want to try and make it a little more difficult, try and take your hands off of your legs, control your breathing. Next up is the love tap. So with an object on the ground, bring my legs up straight, tapping it to either side. If I want to make it a little more difficult, do not use your hands to support your back.
Okay, finally we have today's Metcon or metabolic conditioning for today. It should be a quick burner, no longer than maybe 10, 12 minutes at the most. Be accountable to yourself for that. Maybe you're setting a timer, making sure we scale back to something that's doable. We're going to be doing 2 different movements today. One is the single arm thruster, and we'll show you what that is here in a second. The second one is going to be burpees over whatever you just used for your thrusters, right? Whatever weighted object you were using. So it's going to be 1 round. Your burpees are starting at 20. Your thrusters are starting at 20. Your burpees are starting at 10. As you continue through this workout, your thrusters are going to go down by 4 each time you come back to them. Your burpees will stay the same. So you'll start with 20 thrusters, 10 burpees, 16 thrusters, 10 burpees, 12 thrusters, 10 burpees, all the way down to 4 thrusters, 10 burpees. Now, this should be a weight at which you doing, let's say 10 per side, right, for your 20, you should be able to do that unbroken or without stopping.
The single arm thruster with one weighted object in one of my arms, I'll be doing a full depth squat and pressing it all the way up into the air. Want to think about using my legs to help aggressively push that object overhead, so it shouldn't be a stand and press. It should be one fluid motion that we're doing. As we're doing the squat, make sure we're standing back in our heels and being explosive and aggressive with our hips. Next, we are moving into the burpees over the object. Chest and hips are hitting the floor, and we are jumping over the object with both feet. If we feel uncomfortable doing so, just jump behind or onto the side of the object so you don't have any fear of accidentally clipping it.
And that's it for today. That was the workout. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below, or feel free to contact me at Morrill, that's MORRIOL, at kineticcorporatewellness.com.